Hi there. My name's Janet, and I'm going to show you an example of the real-time dashboards that could be built from the immutable change logs that mirror the daybook and journal and the three-journal Venetian accounting method that MyConcept automates. This is my Power BI environment, and I built this dashboard in May 2021 using the Federal Judiciary Civil Case Dataset that the judiciary has made available for public consumption. The top menu would be where you choose to look at one of the three branches of government, in this case the judiciary. Let me first show you what's under the hood by showing you what the data looks like in its native form. So if you click judiciary and then go to the bottom button references, that's where I provided links to the native data in a data dictionary that the federal judiciary has kindly published for public consumption. So this is the underlying data to my demo. It's not very informative in this table structure. However, if you start building visuals, it can tell a very interesting story. So back to our judiciary menu. We could potentially dedicate space to the other types of cases such as criminal, bankruptcy, and U.S. Supreme Court cases, but our focus today is on the civil cases. If you click the Civil Cases button, it will take you to our reconciliation screen. This is where bells and whistles and alerts will start going off if something in our immutable change log from operations doesn't tie out with the immutable change log from the accounting operations. The judiciary is broken out into 12 districts, 0 to 11, which really represent different teams in the judiciary. If this was the executive branch of government, it would be broken down by agency and programs and maybe further down into teams. If this was a dashboard for the private sector, it would be broken down by product or service. You get the idea. There is a simple algebraic equation that ensures everything ties out. In, which is your filed cases, minus out, which is your closed cases, minus stored, which is your open work in progress, equals 0. As you can see, the data that I pulled all ties out equals 0 across all districts. Assuming we had a connection to the accounting operations change log, we would have data populating the bottom half of the screen in underlying formulas that make sure that the operations and accounting tie out at all times. This next part that I'm going to show you will be a drill down on operations. We can look at it from the perspective of file date, close date, or work in progress by clicking these buttons here. Like I said, I built this dashboard circa spring 2021. So I noted the justices that were in charge of the circuits at that time, and I haven't updated the dashboard with the most recent assignments, but we get the idea. Let's pretend for a moment we are Chief Justice Roberts, who manages Circuit 0. I will walk you through the tool from his perspective concerning Circuit 0 in open cases. So this first drill down screen shows you that you can pick the filing year and then shows you the nature of the service, each of the circuits, the number of cases per district within that circuit, top 5 statutes at issue, the amount of cases filed pro se, total cases, determination counts, and a bar graph with the circuit case counts. I also give the case counts in an org chart visual. So there are a total of 38,741 open cases. And if you click on this org chart visual, it breaks down those 39,000 by circuit, and then by district, and then by office. Now let's get back to our role as Chief Justice Roberts. He wants to see this first dashboard just from the perspective of Circuit 0. And we're going to change this to all filings. So if we click here, we have Circuit 0. So we have from 2013 to 2020, and he's got 4,519 cases open. Next, Chief Justice wants to see his operations board for Circuit 0. So he wants to see a listing of the open cases. So if we drill down here on Circuit 0, we've got a new visual here that lists his cases. Okay, so Chief Justice is done looking at the ops board, and he wants to check out how Circuit 0 ranks against the other circuits. So we're going to take him back to the main menu. And we're going to click on Scorecards. So he clicks Circuit 0, and he wants to take a look at the circuit for 2018. So we unselect everything, select 2018. And he can see here that he was ranked 12th for filings, 12th for the number of terminations, 12th for open cases, and his average turnaround time, he was 9th out of 12th with 8 months to turn around cases, which that's showing us that that's not very good ranking, because since he has the least amount of cases, he should probably be up at the top for turnaround time. So that tells us right there that there's a utilization issue and there might be a staffing issue. So let's take a look and see if there was an improvement from 2018 to 2019. So you change this to 2019, and he's still ranking 12, but there is a slight improvement. He's now 7 of 12 for turnaround time, and he's improved his turnaround time by 3 months. Let's take a look at 2020 and see if there's yet more improvements. And there's definitely improvements. He's still ranking 12th for our filings in open cases, but now he's ranking 2nd for turnaround time, and his turnaround time is now 3 months. He's improved it again another 3 months year over year. One last area to look at in our dashboard is recommendations. So this might be where auditors put recommendations that they need to work on. I saw some curious things in the data set when I was looking at it. And I'll show you that. So you go to recommendations. So I found that there was cases that had 0 turnaround times. And I'm going to switch this to all years. And there was in the data set, there was 2 date fields to analyze from the data, which represents 2 stages in this data set. There's stage after issue joined, and there's a stage before issue joined. And it's my understanding that this is when the defendants join the case and make an appearance. So as you can see, year over year, something changed around 2019, and they started terminating cases. They were terminating more cases before the issue joined, but then something flipped, and now they're terminating cases after issue joined. But again, it's 0 turnaround time. So I would definitely want to ask the Chief Justice what that's all about. We can also see that there are, even though there's 0 turnaround time, there's actual judgments happening. So there's just something funny with the case age on these cases, and that's why it's in this recommendation section. So going back to our main menu again, we could dedicate space to accounting operations as well as data analytics operations, where business process workflows for these 2 areas could also be tracked in real-time dashboards. This concludes my presentation of a real-time dashboard that could be built for an entire enterprise. Please feel free to explore the dashboard on your own, since it is a data set meant for public consumption.